Hello, it's Stephen Downs once again with another episode of Stephen Follows Instructions. I'm just going live on YouTube now, and hopefully we'll be able to get the URL to post on Twitter before we start. Still haven't figured out how to do that before, so let's kill the echo. And let's make sure there's okay. So hopefully I will not be sending out screeching echoes as I did in the recent past, the very recent past. Okay, so let's just post this up on Twitter, and you can see me here tweeting it away. Another installment. Stephen Follows Instructions, the video series nobody asked for. Okay, there's the URL today, and today we are going to be looking at an application called Near, which self-styles itself as an open source platform that accelerates the development of decentralized applications. And I'll just put the URL into the tweet. And I'm also going to put it into the, it's just near.org. I'll also put it into the description of the video, but I won't do that right now. I'll do that later. Okay. All right. So maybe we'll get some people viewing. Maybe we won't. But as always, it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. So I have a tiny bit of coffee. I should have refilled it before we started, so it's also cold. But it's after lunch and not before, so I'm not going to be facing my usual time crunch. But really, I'd like this to be not a 3-hour marathon, right? So let's get the microphone, my lovely 10-year-old Audio Technica. 10 years? Yeah, at least 10 years old. But it's been a workhorse for me. Although I should put it on something puffy. There. And that'll take care of any sounds from the table, background hums, etc. Should be alright with that sound. Okay, that's a little too much inside baseball. So let's have a look at this puppy. Let's first see if I have anybody watching. I don't need that anymore. Oh yeah, I'm up to a person already. And there is a live chat. I do ask if you're getting screeching audio and not like real voices, please let me know. Everything looks fine from this end, right? So just let me know. But in worst case scenario, I'm recording this as well as streaming it, so I can recover from something like that maybe. All right. So to the subject at hand, Near, the builder's fastest path to market. Now I want to be clear. This is literally all I've seen. I have not scrolled down at all. So what I see, I'm seeing for the first time. Well, except for this page, which I have looked at. This top part of the page. So what attracted me to this is the description. Near is an open source platform that accelerates the development of decentralized applications. Well, I like decentralized applications, so this catches my eye for sure. And it's supposed to be fast, okay? It's for builders, okay? All right, so let's see what we've got. Here are the instructions. They're in one little black box. Love it. Build your first app in 5 minutes. Try it. Okay, so maybe not a 3-hour marathon. Make sure you have node.js installed. It doesn't tell you how to do that, but I know how to do that because I am a developer. I'll open it up in Visual Studio Code because I like it. And you know, it gives me a terminal. So, but let's start clean, right? Let's use our heads about this. So I'm going to open a folder. Now I do all of my development in a folder called Code Projects. And so I'll make a new folder called Near. And I'll go into that folder, and that's the folder I'll open. Okay, so, and there's lots of good reasons for doing this. It doesn't say anything like this in the instructions, but this is just good practice, right? Give yourself a blank slate before you start. Okay, so terminal, let's start a terminal. So there you can see the terminal has started in the bottom area here. So, and that's how VS Code is set up, right? All of our directories and stuff, our GitHub integration, etc., are on this left-hand side. The code will be up here. Right now we just have some start information. And our terminal is down here. So let's check to see that we have Node. Let's see, what was it exactly? Node.js installed. So how do you check that? Node, is it dash v? Nope. How about node dash v? There we go. So that's how you check. You just type the command and the version number. So I'm running on Node version 14.15.3. Don't know how current that is. Probably pretty current. I'm not going to worry about that because they didn't tell me to worry about that. All right, so make sure you have Node. Okay, run this in your CLI. By that, they mean command line interface. In other words, this, my terminal, to initialize a web app and follow instructions from there. So let's copy that. We don't need the little flashing green dot. So I'll copy that. We'll go back into, here it is. I'll paste that, and I still haven't figured out how to make these bigger, but I'll at least give you the full screen so you can follow along with what happens. Yeah, I'd love to make the text in this PowerShell bigger. No, I'm not going to restart. Okay. I don't know how to do that. So let's hit enter. And all right, so it's going to fetch some stuff. Fetch metadata, extract, copying files to new project directory. Your awesome project from template source. Okay. Installing project dependencies. Some warnings about something called Jest, which I don't know. Warnings about near CLI. Okay, that's all new to me. Parcel budget parcel. Okay. HTML nano, JS DOM. Look at all the depreciations and no longer maintained. That is not a good sign, folks. Core.js is no longer maintained and not recommended. Request promise native has been depreciated. I don't know whether that's me or them, but I'm thinking it's them. Okay, So fair warning, this might break sometime in the future, but all of this is a warning. Depreciations doesn't mean it'll fail. Okay, so all right. Success. Created your awesome project. Inside that directory, you can run several commands. Yarn dev to start the development server. Yarn test starts the test runner. Yarn deploy deploys contract, whatever that is. In permanent location also deploys web front end using web pages. Consult with README, etc. Okay. So again, we're following instructions from here. So suggest you begin by typing cd your awesome project and then yarn dev. So let's do that. Cd your awesome project. Now again, I typed cdyo and hit the tab button, and that extends this automatically for me, so I don't have to type all of that. So I've done that. Now I'll type yarn dev, because there are different configurations, right? There's going to be a development configuration, a production configuration. So yarn dev. Now, before I do that, let's have a look and see what we're looking at here. So yarn mock file. Package.json, readme.md, etc. Let's look at the readme first. I know I'm not following the instructions strictly, but or readme. Oops. Okay. Make sure you've installed Node. Install dependencies. That's already been done, basically. Run the local development server, and then you'll have a local development environment backed by the near testnet. Okay, testnets are good. Go ahead and play with the app and the code. As you make code changes, the app will automatically reload. The backend code lives in the contract folder. See the README there for more information. The front end code lives in the source folder. Source/index.html is a great place to start exploring. Tests, different kind of tests. Deploy. Every smart contract in Near has its own associated account called Near accounts, I guess. When you run yarn dev, your smart contract gets deployed to the live Near testnet with a throwaway account. When you're ready to make it permanent, I'm not. Here's how. Create an account, yourname.testnet or whatever. Authorize Near CLI and then deploy. Okay. On Windows, if you see an error containing eperm, it may be related to spaces in your path. Really? Again, not encouraging. Okay. So let's type yarn dev and see what we get. Yarn dev. Okay, so eperm operation not permitted. That's a symlink. You notice there's no spaces in my link. Excuse me, still sneezing. I'll just go with whatever the default is in there. There is no default. Collect, sure, why not? You're letting me do this, okay. Oh, so, starting deployment, blah, blah, blah. No such file or directory. Okay. Interesting. Notice the double slashes here everywhere. That could be what the problem is. Normally you'd see double slash like that if they're trying to escape the slash value, right? You use a backwards slash to escape a character. By escape a character, what I mean is the program does not interpret that character as a command or instruction, just treats it as a character. So you're escaping out of that command. So and a backslash is very often a control character. It's part of the program. So escaping it leads the interpreter to not treat that as part of the program. So that might be the problem. Complete log of this run. App crashed. Waiting for file changes before starting. Lovely. Well done, guys. Yeah, I'm impressed. And it's a known problem. You put it in there. Okay, so what can I do to make it better? I can run it on a platform that isn't Windows, is what I can do, because this appears to be a Windows-specific problem. So how will I do that? Okay, so let's... Boy, how useless is that? I haven't gotten past this first page. So let's build a container, and we'll just run it in a container. Now I have Docker on my desktop, but I think I'll just use the cloud. That'll be fast and easy. So let's pop into reclaim.cloud. You could do this with Docker on your desktop. I just don't feel like it. Well, okay. It's not that I don't feel like it. It's that I have a small solid state drive, which is my C drive, and a big regular hard drive, which is my D drive in my computer. Docker uses the C drive. And it fills up. If I run too many containers, it fills up my C drive, and so that's not so good. So I use Docker only for the stuff that I'm really working hard on, like Grasshopper. And for something like this, I'll just go to the cloud. I'll run it there. So as you can see, I use 1Password to store my passwords. Not simply because I forget passwords a lot, but it also protects me from phishing, because if 1Password doesn't work, then there's something wrong with the URL. If there's something wrong with the URL, it's a phish. So naturally, my employer has disabled 1Password. Okay, okay. Balance is $116.45 now. We'll probably spend a whole $1 on this. Okay, so let's go to the marketplace. Let's start up a new Docker engine. Install. Well, maybe I should have. Oh, it's too late now. Thinking maybe I should have just popped open a predefined container with Linux already in it. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's what I should have done. I wonder if I can stop this. Close. Is there a way of canceling? No way of canceling. Well, then I'll just ignore it. Let it do its thing. I'll go over here to new environment, and here we'll use a node.js environment. That's all I want. Okay, so that's this environment here. Creating the environment. It's still installing that Docker container, but I don't need a Docker container if I can just run a node environment. Sometimes I'm not that smart. Let's see if anyone's still watching. Oh yeah, we got a couple people watching. That's cool. Hi, 2 people watching. So we're into the see how far we're into the 20th minute of my 5-minute install of Near, the builder's fastest path to market. I followed the instructions to the letter, even being a bit more careful, and it crashed. So I have to go to a non-Windows environment, and I'm just getting that up and running on Reclaim. Okay, so this is the Docker engine has loaded, but I'm just going to delete that. So fill, delete. Okay, here's my node. Here we go, and now it's running. So this opens it in the browser, and this opens it in SSH. That's what I want. That's my command line interface, as they say. So I wonder if this can be made bigger. No. Again, you know, I mean, I wish there were ways, easy ways to make this text bigger for you so that you can actually see what I'm doing. But no. Okay. Let's give you the full screen then. All right, let's first of all check. I mean, we know it says node right on it, but let's check. Node-v. Oops. Why didn't that work? Okay, there we go. Node-v. Version 15.11. Okay, now let's go to this instruction. npx. Create Near app, your awesome product. This will probably be faster than on my desktop because when you're in the cloud, they're using basically the backbone to access all of this stuff. Okay, create Near app, yes. Okay, so here we go. Blah, 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 blah. All those warnings about things that are depreciated yet again. So, you know, they're going to have to go back and fix some of this stuff. You know, when you're announcing something, I mean, I just saw it announced today. When you're announcing something, you know, fix the depreciated stuff. Building fresh packages, errors. Error make failed with exit code 2. Okay. Sure. 5 high severity vulnerabilities. Okay, let's try yarn dev just like before. At least we won't run into the Windows issues. Alright. Couldn't find a package JSON. All right, I need to be in that directory. So cd your awesome project. Now we'll type yarn dev. There we go. And yes, we'll opt in again. Don't know why it echoes the Y like that. That seems wrong, but okay. It's not a big deal, right? But it's, you know, you do enough of this installation stuff and you see little bits of ragged details around the edges, and that's the sort of stuff that makes you suspicious and wary, and this is one of those things. App crashed. Waiting for file changes before starting. Well, I think this is going to be a very short edition of Stephen Follows Instructions. Where did I get this from anyways? Oh, I got it from Mastodon. Somebody recommended it on Mastodon. Yeah. Search Near. wasn't Mastodon. I was pretty sure it was. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Well, I don't know. It's not a good sign that it keeps crashing, though. Let's go back and have a look at the environment and see if I can't figure it out. It's really hard to read because I have the sun in my eyes. App crashed, waiting for file changes before starting. Boy, that's like dark gray on black. That's really hard to read. Even for me, and my face is like 6 inches from it. Like, I'm leaning right into it here. And what does this say? It's just module require and load and things. So, could not locate the bindings file. Okay. It will automatically open in your browser when ready. Error, new error. Could not locate the bindings file. You're awesome. No bindings.js. Well, I wonder if there's anything running that I can log into. Let's try the desktop. Draw anywhere. Oh, then maybe this is working. Although, oh no, it's just node.js multiplayer drawing game. Okay. Well, this is lovely. Players connected 0. So, okay. So I can draw stuff. That's kind of what I'm feeling right now. So, but, okay, no drawing game. This is a completely different program, right? This is somebody else's thing. All right, let's go beyond the front of this puppy and see what it says below. Build on blockchain like never before. Secure components. Yeah, right. Who is building on near? Join the ecosystem. Blah, blah, blah. Well, you made a boast. It works? Maybe. I don't know. I don't think it works. Maybe it's... I think it's doing something locally. But I don't think we're connected to anything. App crashed. And this is the asynchronous node. Async. Deasync node. So it will automatically open in your browser. It did not do that. I had to try going into it. So I think it sort of worked. the app worked, but whatever's in the background doing stuff, in a decentralized way appears not to have worked. And I haven't a clue what went wrong. This isn't really a demo of anything except a really nice drawing tool. I love the drawing tool. So props to Jose Manuel Perez Sevilla. Nice drawing game. Pretty good. But made 8 years ago. But not this. So I'm gonna shut this down, and we'll call that a fail. And like I say, I can't think of anything that I could possibly do to fix this because I don't really know what broke. Because the errors, in addition to being really tiny and hard to read, were also obscure. Yeah, that's it. So the one viewer left on the live stream, I'm going to call it a day at 31 minutes, a failed 5-minute install. So I'm Stephen Downs, signing off another edition of Stephen Follows Instructions. Bye for now.